that were confirmed were like, there's gas, we can't breathe. I mean, they gassed them.
Yeah.
So and then they took remote control of the planes. And then Flight 93, General could see its trajectory and shot it down. I interviewed the colonel that relayed the order of the general, and they killed him a week later. I mean, I interviewed the head of emergency management in New York.
And he got killed.
2 weeks later, dead. Barry Jennings. And he said, we're in Building 7. They say, sir, which was the emergency command base in New York. It was FBI, CIA, New York command base. Also where they had all the key FBI files on the missing trillions at the Pentagon. This is all in the news. And so and Larry Silverstein, the owner of the World Trade Centers, he buys them 6 months before. And then normally people won't insure for terrorism.
Right.
He's given double insurance for terrorism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he makes like $8 million instantly off that. Larry Silverstein didn't go to work that day either, even though he's on the top of the World Trade Center. Larry Silverstein, though, to cover his ass, goes on PBS, is interviewed by all people, by the House of Cards actor. What's his name? No, it's whatever his name is. Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah.
And says, yeah, Building 7, other buildings that fall, it's a 47-story building. He says, I made the decision to pull it, so we gave the decision and watched it come down. We had the police on TV live that day saying, get back, they're going to blow it up.
Yeah.
The media spun it and said, I said the police blew it up. No, I went and interviewed the cops. By the way, both the cops interviewed that were on the tape have now died of the lung thing. They were only like 30, 40 then. They
COVID?
died. No, they died of all the dust, all the asbestos, but that's why they get rid of the towers. But they're on TV, multiple channels saying, get back, they're bringing it down, Building 7. I interviewed the cops. The government used the Red Cross radio. So the media said, I said, Red Cross blew it up. No, they used the Red Cross radio to have a countdown. And they said, get back, they're going to blow up that building, it's coming down. They jumped the gun and said an hour before, 20 minutes before, on PBS, on CNN, and on 2 BBC channels, we've already brought it down. Oh. And it fell in its own footprint. And the reporter standing with the building behind her.
Yeah. I've seen that video.
So everything I'm saying, folks, write notes here. So here's the bottom line. You had Israeli art students that were part of this art program that had the city grant to take over the World Trade Center, the first tower, and they were also working the other. The reason the FBI got on them, the reason they ended up catching them when they were also across the way filming as the towers hit in New Jersey and cheering, and people saw it, was there were good people in the FBI that were already on them because the DEA had already had at their houses and homes art students coming and saying, I'm an Israeli art student, I'd like to show you some art, and then trying to get in their house and trying to get their phones, and they caught some of them trying to steal stuff. Oh, can I go to the bathroom? Or planting bugs in their houses. They're famous. So you had thousands of these art students here, Mossad.